Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome to the F1 Word and to the qualifying watch-along for the 2024 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Are we ready for this one? This could be a little bit chaotic. Hope you're all well. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hope you're having a good one this Saturday, 12:35 here in the UK. So afternoon here for us. But yeah, hope you're having a good one. It looks close. It's kind of my opening thoughts in this stream straight away. It looks incredibly close. I have no idea who's going to be on pole, and that is absolutely perfect. That is what we want, right? We want that. Hi, Anushka. Hi to Pascal. How to Lee, to Cameron, to Vinny, to Michael as well. Good to see you in chat. We'll get some more in shortly, I'm soon, as we get closer to the session, which starts in about 25 minutes' time. Hey to AJ, as well as in Vancouver, 4:30 a.m. You're mad. You're mad. I'd still be in bed fast asleep. Couple of things to get into right at the start of this stream. We'll do some Q&A first and just have a general chit-chat about Formula 1 and what's coming up over the next hour or so in qualifying, because I need to fly off pretty much as soon as the stream finishes, as qualifying finishes today, because I've got a 40th tea party thing to get to at 4 o'clock. I've got quite a drive to get there, so I will need to pretty much end the stream immediately after that, so apologies there. And also heads up that next week there won't be a qualifying watch along for Singapore. I know Singapore, but there won't, because of some other commitments I've got next Saturday. So just a heads up right from the start, and I'll remind you at the end as well. But yes, we'll be flying off pretty quickly once qualifying finishes, hoping for not too many red flags. I also realise how ridiculous that is, because it's Baku qualifying and we're going to get a red flag, aren't we, surely? Hey to Martha as well. Good to see you. Hope you're well. To another Michael too. Good to see you as well, Michael. But yeah, pop any questions you've got in chat. We'll talk about. I'll run through the FP3 running order as well. How it finished this morning. So we've got a bit of a surprise actually. Mercedes have been sort of in the mix a little bit, but I didn't really put them in the mix for pole position. But George Russell this morning went 13 thousandths of a second quicker than Charles Leclerc to top FP3. Charles Leclerc obviously second place, therefore. Lando Norris was third and Oscar Piastri in fourth, with Max Verstappen fifth, Carlos Sainz sixth, and Sergio Perez, who at least so far, yes, down in seventh place this morning, but so far this weekend looks much closer to the Checo we know around Baku, so he could have a strong weekend. So maybe not P8 today, we'll see. Alex Albon in P8 with Franco Colapinto right behind him, not far off at all either. He looks much closer than Logan Sargent was, but we'll see how things go in qualifying. Hopefully no mistakes from him this afternoon. If he could make top 10 today, I'd be bouncing off the walls for Franco Colapinto if he did that one. Lewis Hamilton P10, nearly 8 tenths off, or 8 tenths covering the top 10. Fernando Alonso in 11th place, Yuki Tsunoda 12th. Lance Stroll was 13th, with Daniel Ricciardo 14th, Pierre Gasly 15th, Nico Hulkenberg in 16th place. 17th was Valtteri Bottas, 18th Zhou Guanyu, and then Esteban, Ocon and Ollie Bearman didn't set times. Esteban Ocon has had just about everything go wrong from this weekend. Another issue with engine possibly, or gearbox. I've not checked. I should check that this morning from Alpine. He stopped on track today, and Ollie Bearman crashed at turn one, bailed out a bit too late and clunked to the wall a bit hard and did some damage, but they should get that repaired for qualifying. But prior to that, Ollie Bearman actually having a pretty decent weekend. So really, when you look at the times again, 8 tenths covering the top 10, that looks quite a gap, but actually I think Sky was saying earlier that this could be any one of 8 drivers on pole. It really could be one of those days in before somebody comes along and goes fastest by a second and ruins it all. So yes, hopefully we're going to have a nice close one today. Hey to Mercy, to Alfie, to Moray, to Mike, to Kevin, and I've already said to Morris, you can get a second one there, mate. Hope you're all having a good day. Yeah. Just so much has happened. It's been such a busy week. The big news of the week, I guess, is Adrian Newey's move to Aston Martin. Hands up all those who are surprised. Nope. Didn't think so. No, I think we all knew that was coming, didn't we? We've known for a while that was probably where it was going to be. It was probably Ferrari or Aston Martin, and Aston Martin have been leading that chase for a while. So F1's worst kept secret, I think I said on Tuesday. It's finally out of the bag, so there we go. I think today is the day we finally decide if we call Franco Colapinto or Colapinto, says Moray. Well, let's hope for Colapinto. Let's go positive, hopefully. What are the chances that Karun or Crofty mentioned a 100% safety car chance today or tomorrow? I'll be honest, chance of Crofty doing it, very slim. We've got Harry Benjamin this weekend, Mike, on Sky. So Crofty's having one of his, I think it's his 3rd weekend off this year. So he'll be back for the rest of the season. But yeah, so Karun might. Yeah, not quite sure how probability works. In fact, it isn't. Hey, Annette as well. Hope you're well. Good evening to you. What do you think about the possibility of a rookie race at the end of the season? I think it's a great idea for the young drivers to showcase themselves, says Pascal. Yeah, that's doing the rounds, isn't it? That rumour again, that we might see that. I think a rookie race would be more entertaining for us as fans than rookie testing that we never tend to see. That's going to boil down to whether or not the teams want to spend the money, isn't it? And engine allocations and TV and all of that sort of thing. But I like the idea. Maybe a one car per team race or something. Maybe. We'll see what happens with that one. But that's a rumour doing the rounds. So it will be quite cool. That will be quite cool. Something a bit more interesting than testing. We get a lot of testing at the start of the season. We don't really need it at the end. Not that we get to see it. But yeah, Martin says hello from Eastern Canada. I didn't look at FP time, so hearing you say any one of 8 is exciting time to time in. To tune in. Yes, sorry, Martin, I'm having a moment. It's one of those things where we've been here before where I've sort of sat in these qualifying watch-alongs pre-quali and said there could be 8 cars in this, there could be 6 cars in it, there could be 4 in it. And then the session turns up and it ends up being 1 or 2 and it's unlikely that it's going to be 8. But it does genuinely look quite close. You've got Russell and Leclerc separated by nothing. I think there's more pace in that McLaren than we've seen. I don't think they're as confident as they have been in other weekends, and I'm not as confident on my predictions that I made on Thursday, having seen practice, but I think there's more speed in there. The Red Bulls are definitely on it this weekend as well. They're on for, I think they've got a shot at pole. If you put in Leclerc in the mix, you've got to put Sainz in there, and I think you've got to put the 2 McLarens in there and both Mercedes. So if I was going for it today, I would say you're looking at for a Ferrari, a McLaren, or a Red Bull, but Mercedes have really bought themselves into it. So that is going to be, that's going to be so good. 8 cars going for pole would be epic, wouldn't it? I'll have no voice left by the end of Q3. That'd be fantastic. I'll check that in a minute, George. In fact, I'll check it now, just while we're on this one. Let's see. I've not seen anything, but we'll see. You never know. I don't know if anyone caught the F2. That was far less chaotic than I expected. That's for sure. I really thought that was going to be chaos, but it wasn't. Annette says, I'm having K-Mag withdrawal symptoms. I want to get into the K-Mag debate. I think I've kind of done that to death over the last 2 weeks in one form or another, so I'm kind of a bit done with the conversation. But I think this is a track where I think you kind of almost want to have K-Mag on it, don't you? Because you never know what's going to happen. Moray says, I'm saying rookie versus retired drivers race. 1 car is a rookie. 1 has a driver who is retired and has over 150 race starts. So Vettel versus Antonelli then in a Mercedes, for example. That'd be quite cool. I like that, Moray. I like that one a lot. Mercy says they're in Azerbaijan, Baku. Jealous. I'm Russian McLaren #1 Grand Prix Baku 2024 Formula 1. There you go. McLaren going to lead World Championship today. Slay. I think I'd be surprised if McLaren, or I would have been surprised coming into this weekend if McLaren weren't leaving as Constructors' Championship leaders. But having seen the pace of not so much Red Bull, but specifically Sergio Perez, I'm less confident now. I think Red Bull have a chance of sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sort of stemming the bleed. Is that even a thing? Have I just made that up? But you know what I mean. Just sort of stopping all these points, leaning, sort of flying towards McLaren now. I think they've got a better chance this weekend than I thought they'd have. I think I put them down as my 4th fastest team on Sunday. So that's not looking so good now. But I think it's a big weekend. It feels like a bigger weekend than it was. So I'm quite surprised it's been so quiet. Actually, just generally, there doesn't seem to be an awful lot of hype around F1 today. Which is odd. But having said that, it's this week, I think it is, in September and next week, that are on the channel, and I think other creators might say similar, but and maybe it's across YouTube thing, I don't know, where things just seem to fall through a hole. Nobody's interested in anything for some reason. So there we go. We'll hopefully pick up again in the next couple of weeks. Should do as we get into October. But yeah, just something about this weekend seems a bit flat, and I don't know why. Hey, Stefan. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Good to chat to you briefly the other day on Discord. Maybe WhatsApp in future might be an idea. Maybe. I've had a look at it, yeah. Are you playing City Skylines 2 again yet, Sean? No, Stefan, the PC's on its way out. It's clinging on for dear life, but it's not quite ready for that. Even though it's improved, it's not quite ready for that. So there'll hopefully be a new one soon, so we can get back onto anything like that. But do you think K-Mag will go back to WEC after this season is done? Asks Michael. I quite like K-Mag in IndyCar, you know. I wouldn't mind that. I think that could be some chaos. But no, I think World Endurance seems to be where those who know WEC, those I've spoken to who know WEC, seem to think that's his most likely destination. But I'd kind of... See, I'm maybe in the minority. I think I'd miss K-Mag. I like his... He's a bit more old school. He doesn't take any BS. Yeah, he can be a bit of a menace on track sometimes, but, you know, he's still... I like K-Mag, and I'm going to miss him. But I think World Endurance would be an opportunity for him, I think. But IndyCar would be a laugh. I think that could be quite a lot of fun. I can't see him in NASCAR yet. Maybe in the future. But I think you're probably right about World Endurance is probably the way to go. Can you imagine if Bearman makes Q3 this time in the Haas? He's been pretty close to Hulkenberg most of the weekend so far. Of course, practice is one thing. Qualifying is a completely different animal. Of course, we know that. But I think he's got a shot at getting close to Hulkenberg. And if Hulkenberg's top 10, maybe he could sneak into Q3. But I'm going to just, if you're just tuning in, just point out again, Alex Albon this morning, 8th place. Franco Colapinto, 9th place. Williams have pace here. So this could be a really, really good event for Williams, which, does that surprise me a little bit? Maybe it's, you know, they tend to be strong at Monza, but it's not really there are similarities, you know, the long blast to turn 1, for example, but it's a very different track to Monza in a lot of ways. So just because they were strong there didn't mean they'd be strong here, but they've got a slippery car generally, haven't they? So I've got a feeling Williams are going to surprise a few today. It is kind of where I'm leaning on that one, but I'd like to see Bearman get... If Colapinto and Bearman get top 10, then I'll have an extra drink tonight. There you go. Who knows, Moray? Who knows, mate? You never know. Anushka says, wherever K-Mag goes, chaos follows. All hail the king. The destroyer of the best of... Oh, goodness me. Love it. Something that has been playing on my mind since watching your video the other day, which is the better livery 92 or 2008 McLaren. Which one has a better livery? That's from Black Hawk So, who's gone with 92 Williams, but the host chose the McLaren. Did McLaren still have the Vodafone livery in 2008? That's an excellent question. This is it now. I'm looking for pictures. So 92 Williams F1. I don't care about the drivers. That's the Canon one, isn't it? The FW14. Yeah. Oh, that's an excellent. Where did you watch that on Black Hawk? So I might need to go and have a look at that one. I think I'd say the Williams as well of the two. I think I'd go for the 92 Williams. There was something about that Williams with the yellow on it. And I appreciate I'll be in the minority. Let me know in chat. Would you go? Which was the better livery, the 2008 McLaren or the 92 Williams? But I'm a bit old, a bit more old school, maybe. I don't know. But I quite like the older liveries when, you know, there's nothing wrong with the Vodafone livery, the chrome and the red. I mean, that was a gorgeous livery. It'll always be one of the best. But I do like the yellow Williams. So I'd say 92 Williams is the one I'd go for. Quite a few going for the 2008 Chrome McLaren, to be fair, but yeah, I'd go 92 Williams is my one. Okay, I'll give that a watch, Black Hawk, so thank you. That's interesting. K-Mag would go well in IndyCar, alongside a few other Nords would fit in well, says Stefan. Yeah, I think so. Ted is just doing his walk through the pit lane pre-session. We are, 10 minutes away from the start of the session, 5 minutes just over away from the music kicking in, which, if you see the titles, have got both Franco Colapinto and Ollie Bearman in this weekend, so they changed them quick. The joys of a multi-billion-pound company, I suppose, but there you go. I would love to see K-Mag in IndyCar. Barber Motorsports Park is 20 minutes down the road, says Michael. That'd be great fun. The closest racetrack to me, I think, is Cadwell. I grew up just up the road from Cadwell, actually, so you could hear the super bikes in the garden, but I'm a bit further away now. But yeah, probably Cadwell for me, but not as exciting maybe as Barber Motorsports Park. An F1 race around Cadwell, we've talked about it before, would be, I mean, I don't think it's even possible. I don't think you fit the cars on there. It's quite a narrow, twisty one, but I'd still pay to watch it. I'd pay a lot of money to watch that, actually. So far, 2008 McLaren seems to be winning out in the chat. A few now saying the Williams, though, so that's interesting. Hopefully that'll swing around. I will say as well, you can vote in the poll, by the way, which team will take pole position in Baku. I've put the 4 top teams in there in alphabetical order. Ferrari, McLaren, Mercedes, Red Bull. 44% of you think at the moment Ferrari will get the pole position. 26% say McLaren, 20% say Red Bull, and just 11% is Mercedes. Apparently Andrew Benson reporting that Ocon issue was high pressure fuel pump parts, and that has been replaced and will take part in the session. That is from Black Hawk. So I think I said that one. Telefonica, Minardi, MO2 or Orange Arrows is right. Now which one's that vomity banana medicine yellow Minardi? You've piqued my interest now, George. MO2. Or are you thinking of something else? Yeah, I hate that thing. I hate it. So orange arrows all day long. That is, it just, like I said, I think I said this last time we did a stream. It looks like that banana medicine used to get as a kid. Probably a rip-off of Calpol or something, I don't know. But that horrible yellow, snotty, it's a horrible colour. I mean, you wouldn't bloody miss it, would you? Let's be fair about that one. But yeah, no, I've got to go with the orange arrows there. Memories of that. What's my memories of that? I remember the fuss about getting them on the grid. Super Guri ended up with their cars in the end, didn't they? But I think my overriding memory of the orange arrows is probably, like a lot of things, actually Germany 2000. They ran well there. The most underrated livery of all time is the 2017 blue and gold Sauber. I agree, Maury. I saw that in the flesh as well. I went to F1 Live in London, I think it was called, back in 2017. Or 2018, I can't remember what year it was now. Such a nice livery. It really, really was. So I'm going to agree with you there. Kevin N says, good day to everybody. Hope you're well, Kevin. Session starts in a few minutes. We're just having a bit of a catch-up and a chat before we start. Because I've not got time to catch up later after the stream. So we're going to do that first. And we'll get into the terrible Crofty impression and the updates. And then... hopefully we're going to have a great session. I think it could be good. I agree, Blackhawk. So the B&H Jordans, they were great. The McLarens of the late 80s, any Ferrari pretty much, apart from the one that looked like it was dipped in barbecue sauce, and that's because somebody told me that and I couldn't stop seeing it, so thanks for that, whoever that was. I've also some new shelves, by the way, for my office, just to give you an update. I told you about the D'Agostini Ferrari collection thing. I've got a load of cars now. I've got a Charles Leclerc helmet randomly this week as well, so I've bought some new shelves to go behind me with all those on, so when I eventually go face cam for live streams in the future, which is an inevitability, I think, then you'll see all those, what feels like a million cars currently stacked downstairs. Yeah, you're right, the Lotus, the black and gold Lotus is another one. Yeah, Kevin says Jacques is a presenter, he's always good for a sharp comment. Yep. Yeah, nothing to add on Jacques Villeneuve. I sometimes think he's edgy for the sake of being edgy, and maybe doesn't always believe in his statements. I don't know, but sometimes I sort of listen and go, okay, whatever, Jack. But then quite often he'll say something and I'll go, yeah, he's got a point. Hey, Jonathan says, morning, Sean. Love from the Lone Star State as per usual. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for your support as always. I hope you're having a good one. Yes, Stefan, very much. Apparently my voice is very calming. I tend to get irritating and a bit whiny at times and a bit sort of boring the other week, which is like, I'm sorry. If you know Lincolnshire, it's a Lincolnshire accent. We're just generally quite a dull county. Accent, bit flat in places, or most of it's flat. Just one of those places, I'm afraid. But thank you. Thank you is what I'm going to go with, Anushka. There you go. A delivery of the Jordan that Michael Schumi drove, which, the 7-Up livery one, Jonathan. That's, if Jonty's here, he'll go mad for that. He loves that livery. That's one of his favourite cars as well. The music is about to kick in, so I'm going to start to reposition things. That's fair, yeah, that's fair. Rossi, I can take that. Your voice is calm, but what you say with it isn't. I agree, yeah. You ain't got to live with it, mate. It's you only get it a couple of times a race week. It's not too bad. Let's start getting things set up for the stream then. I can't do it beforehand because A, I'm not convinced the PC will handle it, even though it's mostly browser, and B, it doesn't actually start up on F1 multi-viewer for a little while. So hopefully I'm going to try again. Remember last time we got this bang on first time? I bet I can't this time, can I? Let that catch up. Like James Hunt couldn't help being sharp. He was awesome, says Kevin. Yeah, I feel like James Hunt was a bit different with it, though. I don't know. He had an authority with it, and I don't know if he was deliberately being edgy with some of the things he said or whether he just genuinely thought that. I feel like he was pretty genuine with it. So I doubt it, George. I would doubt that very much. They're going to like that, aren't they? They're definitely going to like that one. Just wait for this lifetime to catch up. The music has kicked in. If you've watching on Sky, then you'll know that. I'm just going to make sure everything's set up before I go to the other screen. I'm hoping that for the second qualifying watch along in a row, I get this bang on. I've got to take my own alcohol to this party thing this afternoon, if I want anything to drink. I'm quite appalled at that. I'm not really. I can't drink anyway. I'm of the age now where I can't handle alcohol. So, my granddad was from Grimmelby and had a great voice. Grimmelby, that's where I'm going today. Moray, that's where the party is today. Oh, I'm having that. That's not bad at all. I might make it a little bit bigger, but that's not bad. Well done, Sean. 2 weeks in a row. Grimmelby. I know that very well. My cousins grew up there, so I spent a lot of time in Grimmelby. Just a lot of people tell me the Lincolnshire accent isn't even an accent. Just like nothing. Like a nothing accent. But then a lot of people I know are from Stoke and Birmingham and Newcastle, and they've got, they've got an accent. I was in Leeds the other week at the Planet F1 offices, and I left with an accent, which it took me a day to get rid of, which was an experience. Completely changed as I got home. I just pick up accents, so it's sometimes it's great, and sometimes it doesn't end well. Let's put it that way. Let's refresh that. I think we're working. We are working. There we go. So we are on the watch on screen. The live timing, as always, provided by Multiviewer for F1. You can check out links in the description to their sites and to the app. It's not sponsored, but I always like to give them a shout out because I think it's a really great piece of software. If you enjoy your Formula One, you enjoy data and all of that business, then go and customize your streams and watch along with those. It's great stuff on there. Great stuff. They've just added a race trace feature, which I was checking out last time. It's a really cool feature, so well worth checking that one out. Obviously no on track footage because where's the sign? It's against the law, son. I had to do it again. I have to use that picture. There we go. So yeah, no copyright footage. Obviously it's audio only, and I'll give you updates from the session with the live timing and everything else. So I apologise for the really terrible dad joke on screen, but that's my tap the sign for this week. So it does an Ushka, but I don't really use it. Yeah. Well, there's if we think of the same place, I think Moray. Then there's actually quite a lot around there, to be fair. As I recall, it's been a long time since I've had a proper look around, but yeah. Yeah, Liam Lawson on screen. I'll take him off now, but there you go. So obviously we've just seen Daniel Ricciardo somewhere because that's appeared. I'm just repositioning everything, getting ready to go, and then we'll be ready for the session. We are getting close to the start time. We are a couple of minutes away. For anyone just tuning in, do not put that on there, Sean. I'm just putting my drink on top of my magazines. Ferrari magazines, I should stress. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. I'm not taking any accusations of that. That's true, Mario. I might play that one, yeah. I'll leave the poll on screen. Not on screen, on the chat for now, and we'll end it before Q3. And maybe your opinions may change. Sorry, Jonathan. Yes. Look, I like stupid things. Okay, anything stupid. I can't help it. So we've got cars starting to queue. I'm going to keep my WhatsApp open in case there's any news there that we need to keep an eye on from the crew. But yeah, Carlos Sainz in the garage. We are getting ready to go. We are seconds away. I never know how to fill the first half hour of the stream, but I don't like going live just as qualifying starts because I feel like it's a bit more of a rush. But yeah, we are green in Baku. We are go. Let's see who's going to be first out on track today. Hopefully, we'll get lots of action. Track temperature, 37.5 degrees. Am I on delay somewhere? Because... No, it's working. So the TV just seems to be a bit delayed there, but it's not. It's all lined up and in time. That's fine. Yes, so 37.5 degrees track temperature, 37.1% air temperature, 40% humidity, no chance of rain. There has been some drizzle, a few showers in the area this morning, which made the track a bit greasy before FP3, but no rain expected for the session as it stands. Guys always like stupid things, according to Kevin. I have 2 daughters, and they always give me the dad seriously look. Oh, I know. I don't have kids. I've got a dog who gives me that look, or I think he gives me that look. I think he just wants to walk half the time. But yeah, no, I don't know. As I've grown up, I just like stupid things, silly things, and ridiculous things make me laugh as well. Apparently, Russell and Hamilton out on track on the mediums. I'll double check with the TV. Yeah, Hamilton definitely is there on the medium tyres, fresh mediums. So, surprised at that a little bit because teams have been wanting to keep hold of the mediums and hards for the race. We're not expected to see the softs tomorrow unless we get a late safety car or something like that. So maybe somebody out of position might try it at the start, but that's a surprise. Yes, data is live. Yep, it's all live. Yeah, bit surprised at that one. Bit surprised. We'll see what happens when they come straight in. Just put a lap on them. I don't know, but that's something you'd usually do in practice, of course. Max Verstappen, he's on the softs. I think everybody else on the softs except the 2 McLarens. So Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Sainz, and Perez are going to be the last ones out the garage. Or out the pit lane by the look of it. Ollie Bearman's just gone out there. Alonso as well. Stroll just joining the track. So we're getting there. And I think we are perfectly synced up time-wise on the stream screen and the TV thing. So hopefully I won't be out of sync. But I know some of you might still be 10 or 15 seconds behind because of the wonders of YouTube. So apologies about that one. Try to think, is it 2 drivers that have never raced F1 here before or more? Good question. So Colapinto hasn't. Bearman raced in F2. I don't know if Colapinto did last year as well, but Bearman did in F2, of course. He won both races last year. Piastri will have done. Yeah, because that's it, isn't it? Yeah. So it's just the 2. Bearman and Colapinto have not done F1 around Baku. So see how they get on today. It's quite a track, isn't it? Quite a track to debut on for well, not really debut on, but debut for Haas on for Ollie Bearman. George Russell on the medium tyres. Let's see. I'm intrigued by these Mercedes, so I'll give them a bit of a focus here as George Russell's coming through turn 2 now and starting on the start of his first flying lap. I'm not sure whether maybe it just suits their car better. I don't know, but here we go. We'll find out. It's a bit of weaving down the straight, so maybe they're going to go for 2 runs here. Get those tyres in the window. Slow lap, quick lap, slow lap, hot lap, or something like that. Lewis Hamilton probably going to do the same then. But yeah, medium's interesting. If anyone's got any idea why they're going for the mediums, let me know. There might be a reason for it, but it seems surprising. Hamilton getting out of the way there. So it's going to be 2 warm-up laps then for Mercedes and then go for it as the camera cuts to Bono. Peter Bonington, not the other Bono. Max Verstappen will go for a hot lap on these soft tyres, I'd imagine, through turn 1. Nicely through there. Red Bull, like I said earlier, definitely look a bit more on it this weekend. A bit more on it. So, yeah. I meant to say as well, I don't know why, if you've come from Twitter or anything like that, I don't know why it's showing the Italian Grand Prix race reaction thumbnail on the teaser thing, because I've definitely changed it, so I don't know what that's about, but there we go. I'm not singing, Max. I nearly started with Goldfinger when I started the stream. Just caught the Adrian Newey feature on Sky. I thought, I better not sing. Make sure everyone leaves before it even starts. So purple, obviously in the first sector for Max Verstappen, 36.7. Bottas is currently fastest, 44.8. Ricciardo, 44.8 as well. Verstappen just coming through turn 7 into what I'm going to call the castle corner. Me and Stuart had a chat briefly today about why we can't understand why all the corners in Baku are numbered and they've not named them after locations on the track. I feel like that should be the castle corner, or so. I know it's the castle section, but they are still 8, 9, 10, 11, so I'd just call it the castle corner or castle section or something. Com suggesting going for 2 out laps, so it might be a warm-up issue, and obviously will last that little longer. Good shout from Black Hawk So there. I gave you full name for some reason instead of just Black Hawk. Well, yeah, well, I did it. There you go. Colapinto, fastest. 3 thousandths quicker than Alex Albon on his first run. 44.204, 44.207. Great first lap for Colapinto versus his teammate. But he's about to be beaten as Bearman goes into 3rd place by Sergio, Perez and Max Verstappen. I think Max Verstappen. Yes, he does indeed on a 1:43.644. Perez is purple and purple, though, on a very good lap here. 2.5 tenths up on his teammate through the middle sector as Leclerc now goes purple in the middle sector. So Perez looking on it today, which is good to see. Over the line he goes, 2 tenths quicker than Max Verstappen. That's interesting. Could be some decisions to make later in the weekend for Red Bull. Very early days, of course, but that'll be interesting. As Charles Leclerc comes to the line as well, 43.436 to beat. He was purple in the middle sector, and he does a 1:43.595. So Perez fastest at the moment. Sainz is 21.3 seconds slower than Perez in the middle sector, so I'm assuming he may have backed off. Or there's something seriously wrong with the timing. He's backed off. Lando Norris will be an interesting one to watch here. I'm not singing it. I'm not singing Goldfinger. Norris does a purple final sector, 1:43.906, but is slower than Piastri in 4th place. So we're waiting. Russell only 11th, but he's out going for a warm-up lap, obviously, of course. So see what he can do on his proper flying lap. What are we watching here? Daniel Ricciardo coming through what I think is turn... Oh, so close to the wall at what I think is turn... Is it 6? No, turn 4, sorry. Very close to the wall. And then Albon, whoa, lost it. Back end, the exit of 15, very close to scratching it. Oh, so close to the wall. Love it. Pushing hard. That's definitely cheating, Carlos. You can't cut the corner like that, mate. So that's why he's backed off. But yeah, no, this is something I love about street tracks. I know certain street tracks get a lot of grief, but even Monaco, just seeing the drivers pushing hard in qualifying, close to the barriers. You can't make a single mistake, really. You can get away with some in Baku. But yeah, particularly that castle section just looks fantastic, doesn't it? As a car. Purple for Sainz, by the way. Max says the car is jumping around like crazy on the rear axle. So he's not totally happy with his car at the moment. But Sainz is purple at the moment in the first sector. See what he can do in the middle sector. I think Ricciardo has the purple middle sector. No, that's the time he needs to get out of the bottom 5. He will get out of the bottom 5, I'm sure. And he's going to go green. 1.3 seconds quicker than Ricciardo. So that's going to put him somewhere right towards the front, I'd imagine. Tsunoda is getting his lap in as well. So we're just waiting on Sainz really for a lap. And we'll wait to see what the Mercedes can do on a proper hot lap. I feel like they haven't yet. I may have missed that, though. Sainz over the line, 44.8 to get through, but he's going for a 43.4. Goes second on a 43.517. Splits Perez and Leclerc, and Sainz goes deep into turn 1 on his in-lap, I guess. But that's gone green straight away. Tsunoda just needs to do his lap. Bearman's on a better lap. He's improving. Tsunoda, not a great middle sector. What can he do? 43.4 for Perez. He's not aiming for that. He wants to be... he's got 11th, 44.3. I'm intrigued as to where the cutoff's going to be here. Track evolution could be quite high today. The manhole cover straight. Oh, the famous one. We could have one straight called the Bridge. Or Russell Bridge. Or Williams Bridge or something like that, where the recovery truck hit that one, of course. If you remember that one. That was not a good weekend for the Marshals at all, was it? And at least not that moment. As Colapinto goes third on a 43.5. That's a stonking lap from Colapinto. A tenth slower than Sergio Perez. That's a cracking lap from Franco Colapinto. What is Albon going again? Albon does go again. Improves, but is only 8th. It'd be quite... I know he crashed earlier in the weekend and made his mistake in qualifying at Monza, but it'd be quite a moment if Colapinto could pip Albon today, wouldn't it? Quite a story. That was Russell's debut weekend in Baku in 2019, says Rossi. Yeah. Not great, was it? I have forgot about that recovery truck issue, says Bagok. So it was just. We shouldn't laugh, but it was quite funny. Max says he's nowhere. So I hope somebody finds him. Ocon, I'm hoping Ocon can get a decent lap in here. It'd be good to see him complete some laps this afternoon. He's had a bit of a rotten start to the weekend. He is half a second up on Russell, which is a time he needs to get into the top 15. Budget Buster Backstreet. I have no idea what that even means, Moray, but I like it. No idea how Colapinto managed that. A hell of a lap. A 10th off the fastest time set by Sergio Perez. It's a great one. Norris improves to 43.6 and goes into 5th. Getting quite a few laps here, so that's not totally surprising. But I assume we'll get a lot of people in the pits now and changing to fresh tyres and going again. Watching here, Colapinto. Oh, did he touch? I think he touched the wall at the exit of 15. He was really pushing there. Albon just avoided it. Oh, did he just? Oh, I feel like he just caught it. I think he caught it. It was just a little brush. Nothing else to worry about. Ollie Bearman as well. Big step out the back end, just avoiding the wall on the exit of turn 4. I think we've got yellow flags for Carlos Sainz. I assume he's gone straight on into the runoff. Is he? We've got Ricciardo as well. Yellow flags. No, it's not. It's not. It's just Russell. I'm sorry, Sainz. I'm looking at the wrong timing screen. There we go. George Russell is on a lap. Carlos Sainz is in the runoff area and has got going. He's all good. So that yellow flag will clear, and we'll go again. So Leclerc purple at the moment. George Russell is improving as well. Perez gone purple in the middle sector. So this is going to be another run for those. We're watching. There was a replay, Carlos Sainz. We've got a black box for some reason and nothing else. So I'm guessing just a bit of a lock-up, or wasn't going to make the corner and went straight on and reversed out. So nothing to worry about there. We are going to get a replay of Carlos Sainz. Just going to watch him. Just bails out the corner. Wasn't going to make it. Sensible thing to do. Nothing dramatic there. Leclerc goes fastest, 42.775 at the moment. But we've got Russell now purple in the middle sector on the soft tyres. So Mercedes have gone to the softs. Not a great surprise. But we'll see now what they can do. Because that's just purple in the middle sector for Russell is going to bring them into play here. He's got a little tiny toe, mate. He's not really flat out of the app. He's going in the pits, so maybe not. And Russell is going to go second fastest of 43.139. What is Hamilton going to do? Personal best first sector on the soft tyres, so not a huge shock again there. What can he do in the middle sector? 17.7 for Leclerc. It's an 18... That's quite a bit off. 41.8. So he's well off that one. Interesting. Hamilton definitely doesn't feel as comfortable in that car in qualifying as Russell does today. But that's kind of the story of the season, isn't it? When you go through the stats. So about 14.4 or something, I think, in Russell's favour. It can't be 14.4. That's 18 races, Sean. Well, not far off that, is it? It's something like that. Russell has the advantage there for sure. So he does go 4th, Hamilton. 6/10 off the fastest time. 3/10 slower than his teammate-ish. Give or take a few hundredths. What are you guys saying in chat? Throw in Steve and his leaf blower, and you have all you need. Exactly, Michael. Stephen, was it Stephen Pedro or Stephen Paolo? I can't remember what we called them. I think we have this debate every testing stream, don't we? We can't remember. It's definitely Steve and a Pablo or a Paolo, or both. We could have both. Why not? Closest to the wall at turn 15, Daniel Ricciardo, 0 centimetres. Colapinto, 0 centimetres. A centimetre for Verstappen, Ocon, and Gasly. Hashtag the more you know. If you care, there you go. There's a stat for you. But yeah, cool. I mean, surely 0 centimetres is just hitting the wall, basically, isn't it? We've got lots of lap times deleted for double yellows at turn 2. But nothing overly dramatic at the moment. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. The 2 RBs are on quick laps at the moment. Ricciardo improving. Tsunoda improving as well. Bottas is out there too. What's he going to do? Lots of cars staying out, or just coming out again, sorry. which I think we're going to get a couple of runs here again. Ricciardo's 9/10 quicker than Tsunoda at the moment. Obviously, Tsunoda's going to improve too. So the second... Yeah, the track's definitely ramping up, isn't it? Kevin calls Coulthard a placeholder. There you go. I don't know about, James, it's a good point. James says McLaren not looking great. It is only Q1, of course, and that, we might see more as the session goes on. But Tsunoda's gone purple in the middle sector, by the way, just to let you know. But no, they certainly don't have the... I thought McLaren were going to come into this one as the favourites. I think I predicted Piastri pole, Norris win, Piastri P2 and Leclerc on the podium. But I'm starting to wonder if this is going to be Ferrari, Mercedes and Red Bull. McLaren is fourth fastest. That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Tsunoda goes fourth on a 43.3, so the track is improving. I suspect that Tsunoda time means that pretty much everybody is going to have to go again. Maybe Leclerc and Perez, Russell maybe as well, safe. But is it worth the risk? I'm not convinced we're going to see 15 cars go quicker than Leclerc, Russell and Perez. But that Tsunoda time is going to force a few drivers to go again. Ricciardo goes 8th. He was much quicker than Tsunoda actually earlier in the lap. So overall on his lap at the time. But yeah, that's an interesting one. What are his sector times for Ricciardo? 24.9. Yeah, 24.8. So yeah, it was that middle sector for Tsunoda, 21.5 versus Ricciardo's 21.6. It's not a massive thing, but that's purple in an RB. That's a shocker. A shocker. Can't believe it. Colapinto 7th is shocking enough. We don't do any more. We have Bottas P10. What's going on here? Verstappen down to 12th. At the moment, we're losing Alonso, Bearman, Stroll, Ocon and Zhou, but I don't even know. I have no idea what the pecking order is here, and I love that. Every single week I say it when I do the preview. I've said it in these streams as well. I want my predictions to be wrong every week because it means that the sport is unpredictable, and that's what I want to see. I want this to be an unpredictable sport, and that's exactly where we are today. I have maybe Leclerc is the slight favourite here. We've got yellow flags out there for Ocon. Ocon, I think, has crashed, surely. Oh, no, it's okay. No, sorry. I thought Ocon had crashed, but he hasn't. It was just where the yellow flag was. Maybe wonder if something was wrong there. But Ocon is very slow. Verstappen is coming through. He's 2.5 tenths down on Leclerc, but he is personal best is Max Verstappen here. He's not having a good day, Max. And Ocon is really so. Ocon's hit the wall. His left rear is hanging. His left rear tyre. That's the one I'm after. Is hanging off here. So Ocon, I hope he gets out of the way here of Verstappen. He does indeed, but that car is damaged. So Ocon has hit the wall. I thought he had. With the yellows coming out between 6 and 7, that's only ever going to be hitting the wall, isn't it? That's not going to be, or a mechanical problem. That's not going to be running wide or anything. So what can Verstappen do? He's not comfortable here, Max, at all. Hulkenberg goes 3rd. Albon goes 2nd. I'm watching Max here, but 43.1 for Hulkenberg. 2nd for Albon. 4th for Colapinto. Verstappen is 3 tenths down on Leclerc. He is improving. Norris and Piastri also improving, but they're down as well. Piastri, Verstappen, Gasly, Stroll, Ocon and Zhou are in the bottom 5. Verstappen should pull himself out of there, but this isn't going to be... I'm going to shut up and wait, actually. Wait a second. Wait. Let's wait. I don't want to say it until he's crossed the line. Okay, he's fine. 3rd place. I was going to say, I don't think he's comfortable here, but 3rd place in the M4 Verstappen. There are some surprises in the field here. Stroll goes up into 9th place, so good stuff from Lance Stroll. Of course, podium here in 2017. The first video I did on this channel was the review. Gasly goes 3rd. Bloody hell, 43.0. The track's ramping up, and this is a close field, and this is fantastic. What's Piastri going to do? Piastri and Norris currently bottom 5. They should improve, surely. Here's Aussie P. Yellow flags in Sector 3. It's Ocon who stopped on track. Is that going to affect Norris here? I think Norris is in trouble. Piastri is through into 3rd place, but I think Norris, where was he when that yellow came out? Because if he was in the yellow when that came out, he will not be allowed to improve his lap. In fact, he's pitted. Lando Norris is out of qualifying. Goodness me. Esteban Ocon causing bloody chaos out there, having hit the wall. At least he didn't stop for a red flag, I suppose. That's something. But Lando Norris, P17, and out. Can Lewis Hamilton improve as well? I think he can complete his lap. He did indeed. Carlos Sainz moves into 12th place. Some squeaky bum time there for Ferrari. Who's this over the line? I can't. The sun, just the way the sun is at Baku, makes it a bit tricky sometimes. Zhou out qualifies Ocon. He's up into 19th place. Lando Norris is out. That is huge for the weekend. Wow. Karun Chandok is saying exactly what I was thinking, but I'm not going to say it. If you're watching the Sky thing, you'll get it. It's just way too early in the weekend to be making comments like that, but it was just in my head there. In fact, all the talk of, Piastri needs to get out his way. Piastri qualifying 3rd, Norris 17th. Unfortunate for Norris, I will say that. Oh, no, he made a mistake as well. No, so the yellow flag... So he's gone wide on the exit of 16, rode the curb, and that's going to cost him a lot of time. And, of course, with it being such a long run to the start-finish line, you're just losing time all the way down that straight. So that's part of it. But the Ocon thing, I want to watch a replay from earlier in the lap because Ocon brought the yellows out again. I think it was Ocon brought the yellows out between, I think it was 15 and 16, somewhere in there. And of course, under the rules, if he goes through there, he can't improve his lap. So I think Norris is in trouble there anyway. But we have lost Daniel Ricciardo, who was going well at one point. So that's a bit of a surprise too. Lando Norris, the huge shock. We've also lost Valtteri Bottas. Probably not that much of a shock. And Zhou Guanyu. No disrespect to them, but they are in the Saubers. And Esteban Ocon, who hit the wall, which we haven't seen a replay of yet as far as I've seen, in 20th place. So that's a huge one. Yeah, wow. Perez down in 10th is a bit surprising, but he is through, so that's not the end of the world. So the running order from that session, Leclerc fastest, Albon 2nd, a 10th off, just over. Piastri 3rd, Gasly 4th, Hamilton 5th, Verstappen 6th, Hulkenberg 7th, Colapinto 8th, Russell 9th, Perez 10th, Tsunoda 11th, Sainz was 12th, Stroll was 13th, Bearman was 14th, 15th for Alonso. And then Ricciardo out in 16th. 17th, Lando Norris out. Bottas and Zhou, 18th and 19th, both out. And Ocon, 20th, out as well. If we forget the Ocon one, 1.4 seconds covers the whole field. 8.5 tenths covers 1st to 18th. In fact, half a second covers the top 10, less than. This is, yeah. Wow. So we've lost Lando Norris. What are we thinking, chat? That's well, it's a shock, isn't it? Nobody's expecting that, surely. But I'm intrigued about the yellows. James says yellows out as he went through the final corner, so that could, that'll be part of it. If that's where the yellows were, then that'd be part of it. But he also went wide through the final corner and rode the curb. And when you get on that curb, the car kind of bottoms and he sort of skids across it or along it, and then, as I said earlier, you're then losing time all the way down that straight, and it's a lot of time you're going to lose. So, lap may have been gone at that point anyway with the yellow flags, but that certainly cemented that, didn't it? So, there you go. Max says McLaren's ability to completely throw this championship is rivaling 2007. I was thinking about 2007 earlier this week. I was going to watch the review DVD. Couldn't find it, because apparently I don't have any physical media anymore, because I'm a fool. A fool, that tells you. Unless something crazy happens tomorrow, it's done for Norris in the Drivers' Championship, as Red Bull seems to have the car back, says James. Marta is laughing. Really dislike Norris. So this is a good day already. Kevin, I've always liked William back to when the mumbling Mansell was racing for them. Lando Norris in the garage. Session over. It's done. I'm going to make a statement here that may not surprise you all, but he doesn't look overly impressed. I want to see a replay, though. If I can't see it, I'll go back and look later, and we'll talk about it in the race reaction tomorrow. But, which I know, talking about qualifying a race reaction is weird. Ollie Bearman. Ollie is through. He's happy. I'm sure. But yeah, no, what was I going to say? Whoop, it's gone. Yeah, I saw that, John. I shouted it, mate. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're okay. I spotted that. We just caught him in the foreground. I was like, his wheel's off. So he's obviously hit the wall, hasn't he? Somewhere. So that just almost, yeah, you're right. Almost caught Max. We think it caught Lando, but Lando also went wide in the final corner and kind of rode the curb. And as I keep saying, going down that straight, if you come out that corner, as you'll know, John T, you're just losing time all the way down the straight. So I think a combination of factors there for Lando, but that's a big loss. for him. But, you know, Baku is a street track, but Baku is a street track you can overtake on. And he should have a much quicker car than, with respect, Ricciardo, Alonso, Bearman, Stroll, Sainz, or not necessarily Sainz, but Tsunoda, etc. tomorrow. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't make top 10. In fact, I'd be surprised if he doesn't find himself in the top 6 somewhere tomorrow. But it's so competitive out there. The track dominance is mostly Alex Albon. Just going to go quiet for a second. Lando Norris is talking to Ted. Norris says a yellow flag. So he lifted because of the light panel that was yellow. So he's not saying it was the final corner. Car felt good. So there you go. So he said everyone did their second laps and I just didn't. So it was the yellow flag that caught him out there, but also running wide isn't going to help anyway. So he may have got through with that without the yellow flag, but so he had to lift. We kind of figured that out, didn't we? Don't, Jonty, don't do it. Blobmon says, hey Sean, Guy here. Hi Guy, hope you're well. You've just missed, I don't know if you probably see it on TV, but you just missed the big news that Lando Norris is out. We are green now. I didn't put the checker flag out for the first session, did I? I was too excited about what was going on. I couldn't keep up. We are go, just to let you know. 14 minutes. We've already had a minute. Well, yeah, that was all a bit dramatic, wasn't it? Rossi says, everyone relax. Remember, this is Baku. Yes. There's always a chance tomorrow he can get back into it. It's one of those tracks. Plus, anything can happen. I mean, was Bottas, correct me if I'm wrong, was Bottas last in 2017? I almost want to say lapped, but he was last in 2017 and finished second because of safety cars and chaos and all that. So, you know, being down in 17th in Baku, anything can happen. Potential unsafe release F Piastri, but that's usually a reprimand or Russell overtaking Piastri in the pits and then nearly got Colapintoed. Piastri and Colapintoed. I'm just trying to think. Rossi, there's a photo in. Was it 20? I think it was 2018. I think. Where his tyre goes. It might be 2018 because he won in 2019, I think, didn't he? But there's a picture of him sat against a tyre, like a Tekpo barrier, leaning against it with his helmet on, head dropped. And it sounds really depressing, and I'm sorry to Valtteri Bottas, but that's one of my favourite F1 pictures of kind of modern times, is that image, because it just tells the whole story of, you know, this guy who was pushing so hard and was doing so well, and it just all fell apart for him. It just tells a whole story, that image does. I know there's a phrase, a picture paints or says 1,000 words and all that, but that was just, it's such a great photo. But anyway, we are in Q2. We're not talking about photography at the moment. But yes, Carlos Sainz currently purple out there, but not many drivers just starting to go to the laps now, so we'll get a good idea here. Albon's in the mix for a really good position here. Remember that when he gets knocked out in Q2. 36.6 in the first sector. He's only a 10th off Leclerc and a couple of tenths-ish, a tenth and a half off Carlos Sainz. So he's in the mix here, Albon. Not necessarily for pole, but for a very, very good result. So looking forward to see what he can do as we go. I'm hoping for 2 Williams in Q3 in that final shootout. It'll be absolutely epic. I'm just going to quickly refresh everything on the YouTube studio, so hopefully this won't cause any issues because there's a bit of a delay on the feed there. Just generally, I don't know what's up with the YouTube studio today. I've got all sorts of things flashing up at me, and it's just having one of its days. I think the thumbnail's wrong as well, even though I've changed it 3 times on some places. So yeah, not sure what's going on, but just YouTube being YouTube. Over the line goes Charles Leclerc, 43.422. First to do a lap. Then it's going to be Carlos Sainz, who may go quicker. He does indeed, a 43.225. What's Alex Albon going to do? Can he split the Ferraris, or is that a bit too much of an ask? He has split the Ferraris, 43.233, 8 thousandths of a second off Carlos Sainz, as it turns out. But now 4.5 tenths off George Russell, who's just on a 142.7. Worth mentioning, Russell, Sainz, Albon, Leclerc, Colapinto, Hamilton, Hulkenberg, I could have. It's been easier to do the other way around. Tsunoda, Bearman, Alonso, Gasly, Stroll, all on used tyres. The only driver on fresh tyres, Verstappen and Perez. That would have been easier to do that. Now it's saying Piastri's on fresh tyres. So there we go. Piastri goes quickest, 42.5. So not really going to be able to read the field here too much. What happened to Lando? Yellow flags cost him his lap. He also made a mistake at the final corner, but I think from what he was saying to Ted Kravitz in the pen there, that lap was lost before then because he had to lift because of the yellow flags, because Ocon was just continuing his excellent weekend. Bless him. I haven't yet seen the Ocon incident, so I don't know if anyone's got a replay from F1 TV that they may have seen or whatever to let us know what happened, but I'm assuming he's clunked the wall. Either exit of 4 or 6, because the yellow flag was between 6 and 7 originally, wasn't it? So Verstappen goes fastest, 42.042. He's on the fresh tyres. Perez second on a 42.263. So not a massive surprise to say that the top 3 are the 3 drivers on fresh tyres. So see how that unfolds as the session goes on. What's happened to Aussie P? He's going to hit the wall, isn't he? Oh, nearly, very close. Has he got it? Is he? Oh, just maybe brushes it there. Love it. Love him pushing it to the limit. Great stuff from Oscar Piastri. Vibe says, I kind of wish Lewis would stay in Mercedes. It would be poetic if he got his 8th championship in that team. Anushka says, Red Bull 1-2 today, question mark. They're looking good at the moment, but early days yet. The grid is crazy tight considering how long the lap is, says Rossi. Good shout as well there on the lap length. Let's get out there early. I think the track is starting to plateau, says Russell. Holy moly, indeed. So yeah, fresh tyres there. So, or new? Do we like fresh tyres or new tyres, or do you not care? I ask because there are people in the F1 fan base who are very weird about these things, and I remember calling. When they're repairing, I think it was an RB or a Toro Rosso or a Alpha Tauri, whatever they were called at the time. They were fixing their rear wing with speed tape. I kept joking, calling it duct tape. Wow, don't ever do that. It's just not worth the headache. The grief you get for saying something like that. So I don't think it really matters, does it? But I'll say new tyres for now. Yes. Colapinto, currently top of the drop zone, 11th. Alonso 12th, Gasly 13th, Tsunoda 14th, Stroll 15th. I'm not reading too much into these laps. Like I say, we've only got the top 3 on new tyres. The rest are all on used, except for Leclerc and Sainz have just gone out on track. So, yeah, that's true, Jonty. There are some... Well, I'd maybe change F1 to the internet. F1 fan base to the internet is really weird. One of those weird things, if you say I really like an orange and everyone's like, what's your problem with apples? It's like literally nothing. I just like an orange. What can I say? Very weird. Very, very weird. And it's definitely not an age thing. I can't be bothered with those things. Like people ask me for favourite drivers, and I tell you, Verstappen, Leclerc, love Ferrari, Aussie P as well. And it's like, oh no, you absolutely, why do you hate Lewis Hamilton? It's like, I really don't hate Lewis Hamilton, but there you go. He's just not one of my favourite drivers. Hate is such a strong word as well, isn't it? But I will also say, to defend the F1 fan base, some are really weird, but in a really lovely way. Do you know what I mean? Like they're nice weird. Like I think we're a bit weird, Jonty, but I think we're good weird. Unusual. So Carlos Sainz now on the fresh tyre. Everyone starts to go out on the fresh tyres now, the new tyres. See what they can do. Now we can start to read into this. 6 minutes and 40 to go. Sainz is going to get through this corner this time at turn 2. 90 left, 90 right-ish. Start to the lap. Yes, Kevin. Very true. Very true. I'll take that. Sainz powering down towards turn 3. Nicely into there. And a bit twitchy, but it looks okay. Into 4 as well, the right-hander. And then it's on to a little blast into the chicane of 5 and 6, where we had those yellow flags earlier for Ocon. Still not seeing a replay of that, so I'll have a look online during the next break if you like. See if we can find something as he comes down towards the castle section into 7, and then of course the castle is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know why that's not just one corner, really, for that 8, 9. But there is a little right-hander in there and a left-hander. It's quite a weird little section to draw on the track map I do for previews, actually. It's a pain in the backside, frankly. But I love the challenge through there. It's good to see. And then it's this little blast around the old town through 13 for Sainz into 14. And then it's into the left-hand, then come back to the right to break for 15. Does he hit the wall? No, didn't hit the wall, so that's good. Good exit. And then into the, probably one of the most, if not the most important corners of the lap, to be honest. You can't make a mistake here. And now it is flat out. They call it the start-finish straight, all of this, but it is 17, 18, 19, and a kink to the right that is 20. The DRS has been moved up a little bit, so he'll open his rear wing now and see what he can do over the line. He's beating a 42.0 for Verstappen. That's the target. What's he going to do? Leclerc purple, by the way. It is P3 for Sainz, 42.5. Leclerc, I'll answer that in a minute. Leclerc is purple in the sector, like I say. He's just going down the straight now. What's he going to do? It's got a little bit quiet on track. We've only got the Ferraris out there, which is fine by me. Leclerc goes fastest. Ooh, that's close. What does that work out at? 14 thousandths of a second between Max Verstappen in P1 and Charles Leclerc in P2. Let's see if we find this Ocon incident. I don't know. I don't want to be there at all. That's the completely wrong place to go. Ocon crash might be the way to go. That's going to bring up some search results, isn't it? Just wonder if we've got any kind of replay. I can't find anything on here yet. No. I'll see if I find anything else. That's really quite odd. Now has Jonty found something for me? He may have found something for me. Or I'm going to click on this massive meme that he sent me, and I'm just going to start laughing for the next 45 minutes or something. Let's see what Jonty's saying. Oh, here we go. Yes, so he's hit the wall in Q1. The left hand, so he has just clunked the wall. It's nothing any more dramatic than that, but of course it had big consequences for everybody else. I can't play that. There's some, nothing much. In fact, I've got a replay now as well. Yeah, it's definitely it's the left rear. He's just hit the wall. It's nothing any more dramatic than that. All sorts. Thank you, John T. I've seen it, mate. Yeah, it's not as dramatic. It's just one of those. Hit the wall. Tyre's gone. What I was going to answer a question. What was Anushka saying? Are you saying Aussie P or Aussie P? Anyway, it's still so baby. The Aussie P thing. I guess it's Oscar P as in Aussie. Oscar P. That came from testing. I was going through the order on about day 3 of 8 hours of streaming or something like that, and I just went Aussie P out of nowhere, and I think it nearly killed Stuart. So it's just become his name. Better than the autocorrect that somebody put in chat, though. If you didn't know what that one was, then if you haven't caught that, it was, what was it? Was it anus pastry? I think it was. So we just go with Aussie P. I think it's a bit nicer. So, right then, we're going to get into these laps now. We'll stop the waffle. We are cracking on now with the laps. I'm hoping we get one more viewer here because currently concurrent viewers is currently 666, and I don't like that. Thank you very much. 674. That was a bit nerve-wracking. Then it was all going to fall apart. George Russell then on his hot lap. Has he got the fancy camera on today, as I keep calling it, or it just looks a bit of a funny angle if not? But it doesn't matter, does it? We're going to watch on board. 36.0 in the first sector for Max Verstappen is the time to beat. He's in the mix here, George Russell, or has been up to this point. That doesn't mean he will be as the session goes on. Of course, 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Looked a little bit, I think it's the camera there. Looked like he was sliding, but it's not. It is the camera, yeah. I thought he was sort of sideways through there, but he's not at all. In through the first sector, he's down a little bit, a 10th down, George Russell, but it's still a good lap. Everybody on new tyres except Verstappen, apparently, but he did use a fresh set at the start of the session, didn't he? So maybe Red Bull think he's okay there. Couple of tenths quicker than Perez, and yeah, should be okay there, Verstappen. So no point burning up another set, but Perez has definitely gone out of some new ones. Has Perez gone out at all? No, Perez hasn't gone out at all. Sorry, I'm lying to you. I just told you a total lie. I'm so sorry. Was that your autocorrect, Moray, the AP one? Yeah, that was weird. Like, what? So George Russell then coming through the middle sector. 3.5 getting on 4/10 down on... on Verstappen. Bearman on a very good first sector. Just a 100th, I think it said, down on Verstappen's time. So 45 seconds ago. I'll try and remember to put the checker flag out for the for the second session here. Why not? It makes it easier when doing timestamps later. Albon goes 7th on a 42.840. So he's into Q3. Russell goes 4th on a 42.3. Can Albon hang on to that? Bearman currently in the top 10. He's got to complete his lap yet, though. We're looking for Colapinto. Tsunoda goes 8th. So good stuff there from Yuki. Lewis Hamilton improves to 7th place. May not be totally comfortable there, and I don't... He's not going to go again now, is he? No. Bearman, oh no, something's not gone right in the middle sector there. He's 7/10 down and not improving now. Projected knockout time is a 42.8. We have got Albon on the bubble then, technically on that one, but he is currently still 8th place. So see what happens. The checker flag is out for Q2. Still one to go after this, but who's going to get through? We've got Gasly, Bearman, Hulkenberg, Stroll, Alonso in the bottom 5 at the moment. Verstappen improving, Piastri improving. Bearman does improve to P10, but he's been pipped by Alonso, who goes 5th. Colapinto goes 6th. I think Franco Colapinto has just out-qualified Alex Albon, who's currently 10th place. In fact, he has done. Albon won't go again, surely. Albon is not going again. Albon's streak is over against his teammate. Franco Colapinto is through in 6th place. What a lap. Verstappen crosses the line, doesn't improve, or does he? No, 42.042. Bearman is 11th, which means one of my predictions for the weekend was right. Top 12 for Bearman in qualifying. That's not a bad session at all. And actually, just to make sure everyone's across the line here, the big headlines there: Franco Colapinto P6, out-qualifying Alex Albon. Ollie Bearman 11th, out-qualifying Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg, who's been so bloody good this season, has been outdone by Bearman. Wow. And Alonso in 5th. Where's he come from? Wow. That's... I don't know if... Has Colapinto got a toe or something? Because that is... but they've both scraped through. Both Williams in the top 10. So he's not out-qualified him yet. He's beaten him in this one. It's not over yet. I got too excited. I'm sorry. It's Q2, isn't it? Not Q3. I'll retract my statement. He out-qualified him in Q2. We'll add that caveat. There you go. Sorry. It got me. It got me, okay. You're right, Anushka. I have no idea. So we've lost Bearman. What did he miss out by? Not over a 10th, isn't it? So it's not like thousandths or anything. So Bearman, I think, said he had a lock up there. Calling himself an idiot. I think it was either calling himself an idiot or somebody else an idiot, so he might get a replay. But great stuff from Ollie Bearman. He's angry and frustrated. Maybe he has made a mistake, but I think that's a really good showing to out-qualify Nico Hulkenberg. I mean, I'm going to try and open something now, and hopefully this won't crash the PC. Who knows? But just to have a quick look here. Nico Hulkenberg this season. Sean's got all his stats out now. Overall, Nico Hulkenberg has out-qualified Kevin Magnussen 13-3. So as frustrated as Bearman is, which I completely understand, turning up and doing that to Nico Hulkenberg in your first qualifying session with the team, I think that's really impressive. So frustrated, yeah, but I think he's got a lot to be happy about there. It is only a 10th, but it's still done it, hasn't he? I think that's impressive. Had it been half a second, it'd be even more impressive. But yeah, no, Colapinto has not officially out-qualified Albon. I thought Albon had gone, which is why I got excited, because I thought Bearman or Tsunoda might pip him, but they didn't. So just to confirm, Max Verstappen was fastest in that session. So it was somebody else. It feels like an hour ago, that last session does. Max Verstappen fastest. Then it's Charles Leclerc, 14 thousandths behind. Sergio Perez in third. George Russell fourth. 3 tenths covering the top 4. Fernando Alonso somehow put that tractor in fifth. Nearly 4 tenths off the fastest time. Colapinto up in 6th place, 4 tenths off. 7th place for Sainz. 8th for Oscar Piastri. 9th for Lewis Hamilton. And 10th for Alex Albon. We lost Ollie Bearman. We'll see if there's any replays on that one. Yuki Tsunoda, Pierre Gasly, Nico Hulkenberg, and Lance Stroll, having already lost Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris in 17th, Valtteri Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, and Esteban Ocon. Nuke Dukin wants to know the odds of Colapinto being in the top 4. Do you know what? Who knows? Who knows? We could still end up with a shock here, a big shock. Interesting. Oh yeah. It's I still think Bearman's a good result. I think you can call Bearman's a good result. To out-qualify Nico Hulkenberg. Like I say, Hulkenberg out-qualifying Magnussen 13-3 this season, and then turns around and does that. I think that's impressive. But yeah, I agree on Colapinto. I mean, but even if Colapinto ends up 10th, when was the last time Logan Sargent was top 10? And how many times did he do it? So I still think that would be a big achievement. But if he could out-qualify Alex Albon, which he's clearly got a shot at today, that would be incredible. So Scully says the many seats over for next year for Colapinto. It's only the Sauber seat, but there was something in commentary yesterday they were talking about if he performs really well at... Oh, hang on a second. Here we go. Here's a replay that we'll come back to that. Ocon then. So he does clunk the wall hard, actually, on the exit of turn 4. Then he's slow. So the yellow flag... No, that's a white flag. That's not a yellow flag. There's no yellow flag there. Oh no, there is, because there's a green flag there now. So here we go. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Karun Chad not just saying, no, we need to come in earlier than that. But the replay does not show a yellow flag. It shows a white flag, but then a white hole, showing a white flag. There's a reference for you. And not a yellow. But then if the yellow is earlier in the corner, which it may well have been. So it's still... He says he had to lift for a yellow flag. He definitely goes wide. So I think it must be earlier in the lap for the yellow. Has maybe dropped a bit of debris, maybe. Come on, folks. Only 10% watching have liked the stream. Give Sean a boost. Yes, please do. I haven't asked today, have I? Please do drop a like. Do you know what? Drop a like for the fact this is the first time I'm asking. There you go. It's a miracle. We are how far into the stream? An hour and 20 minutes. It's the first time asking. So please do leave a like. 681 of you here. 76 likes. Let's get that over 100. That'd be absolutely fantastic. 200 would be amazing. And please do subscribe as well. That would be hugely appreciated. That'll give the channel a boost too. I don't know if I had any subs today on the stream. I'll just check the recent events. Sean has subscribed, not me. SHAUN has subscribed. Thank you very much. Tampang Jiu has subscribed. Alexander, thank you very much for subscribing. Chuck D as well, and Nuff1R as well. Thank you very much for subbing. Please do subscribe. I'll do some shout outs at some point later in the stream as well, for anybody who hasn't dropped a like or subscribe. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for your support. We were there. We'll answer the question. Yes, so hang on a second. Sky looking at it again. Hang on. Where's the remote? I need to rewind the stream now. I was going to answer again about... We will get to the Colapinto thing at some point. If not today, we'll have a go tomorrow. But Sky not letting you rewind live things anymore. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. So I can't see now. There you go. They're saying Ted might investigate in the notebook. So there we go. Thank you very much. Is it Ozanier? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you, Cash, as well, for your sub. Appreciate that one. Do you stream the races live? I don't do the races live, no, Aaron, because I do the race reaction afterwards, and I'll tell the story again. We are green, by the way. Just gone green. But I've found before when I've done the watch-alongs for the races and then done the race reaction is just terrible because I've not really paid attention. So I tend to just go with the quali one for watch-alongs and then race reaction on a Sunday. That may change in the future. We'll see. But just to remind you as well, I will be ending the stream pretty much as soon as the checker flag comes out for Q3. And then, of course, there isn't a watch along next weekend due to some other commitments. So we'll see where we go. From that. I mean, that may change. I may be able to squeeze it in, but it may be one of those live 5 minutes for the session and end 5 minutes after. But we'll see how we go. I don't want to commit to it just in case. We'll see how we go. We are green, like I say. We're 11 minutes to go now, so we've lost a minute, and cars are now coming out on track. We usually have a little bit of a delay, don't we? You should, Max, but sometimes on Sky, I've noticed it more recently. When I try to rewind live TV, it won't let me. And I read on a forum somewhere, it wasn't Reddit, it was a Sky forum, I think. There are certain live things they now won't let you rewind, and I don't know why. So there may be a really genuinely brilliant, legitimate reason why. But there you go. But I can the football. Which I'm not watching, obviously. I'm watching the F1, but I can rewind the football. I've just checked. So it's just this one for some reason. So looks like flashed yellow on the board about 2-3 times when it then went green. There is a chance it might have been white, says Blackhawk. So definitely, I think as Karun Chandler said, definitely one for Tez Notebook there. A Tez Notebook investigation. We'll see. We've got an unsafe release potentially here. We're on board with Perez. Is that the Williams? It's the Williams boys just pulling out in front of him. Perez stopped though. I haven't told you yet, and I'm going to say we're waiting for this one. Last Saturday was not a good Saturday for me. We took the dog to the vet for his annual checkup. He's all okay, so don't worry about that. And I reversed into a Porsche in the car park. I forgot to tell you that story. That was a fantastic day. I was so happy. Came home in such a great mood having reversed. Like the most expensive thing in the car park, Sean reversed into it. So that wasn't cheap. So there you go. I don't know why I forgot. That's the sort of thing I usually tell you right at the start of the stream because I just want to talk to somebody about it and, a bit of counselling with you lot. But it was quite a stressful day. Apparently camera rewinds Sky Sports on Virgin Media still. That's ironic, isn't it? Sky won't let me on their own box. Unless there's a fault. There might be a fault with the box, but it did it the other week as well with something I was watching downstairs. So, yeah. Anyway, George Russell has got the fancy camera on. Yeah. It's a great camera. I really enjoy it, but it is... it makes the car look like it's sliding through some of these corners, which makes me think he's going sideways into a wall, but he's not. He's absolutely fine. So we're on board with George Russell then as he comes down to turn 3. Again, it looks like he's sideways, but he isn't. It's just the camera. Nicely through there, through turn 4, where I think that's where Ocon hit the wall. There is a mark on the wall. They're very close to the wall by George there. Good stuff. What's he doing in the first sector? 36.0, but he is the first one through there, so he is purple. Comes through now to turn 7, just before we get to the Castley bit. The Castley bit could be the corner name. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? Let's see how he does through there. Flicks it to the left. I love this sequence of corners, but I can't do it on the game. I always crash. Just call me Charles. Through onto the Old Town now. This is just, it's pretty much flat out apart from turn 15 and 16, isn't it? To the end of the lap from here, which is great stuff. Nothing to add on George. He's just nicely driving. Nothing overly dramatic. Nice and tidy. A little bit twitchy on exit there of 16, but he's purple in the middle sector, obviously, because he was the first to do it. But Hamilton hasn't beat him, so he is still purple at the moment. What can Piastri do? I'm going to say something here, and you can come back and laugh at me in 7.5 minutes. But I don't think McLaren are on for pole today. Piastri is their only hope. I could do with the point in the predictions challenge thing I've got going, but yeah, that's I'm just not convinced. So Russell is fastest, a 41.9. Hamilton a 42.4. Piastri, lol, goes fastest, but Charles Leclerc is purple in the middle sector, and Carlos Sainz and Leclerc goes faster by quite a margin, actually. 0.2 of a second there. That's a bit hotter than I thought it was going to be. Over the line comes Carlos Sainz, goes second on a 41.8. So that's a really good lap there. From Leclerc. Everybody on new tyres except for Albon, Colapinto, Alonso and Piastri. So there's still more pace in that McLaren yet. At the moment, it is Charles Leclerc provisional pole. Max Verstappen, is he unused? Only a 42.2 and 5th place. Albon goes 7th on his used tyres. Alonso is 8th on his used tyres. Colapinto right behind Albon in 8th place for 300ths of a second between them. Perez goes up into 5th place ahead of Verstappen. Verstappen, I think, has outqualified Perez at every race this season. In fact, I'll tell you while I've got these open. 16-0 to Verstappen at the moment, so that would be quite a story if that was to happen. Long way to go yet. Has Verstappen... Whoa. Yeah, I was going to made a little mistake at the final corner. He went very wide on the curb. Massive slide. Very sideways there. Back end all over the place. And that's why he is down in 6th place. So it's all down to that final run for Verstappen as we approach the 5-minute remaining mark. So just to confirm again, Piastri is on the used tyres, as are Albon, Colapinto, Alonso. If you're new to F1 and you're looking at the graphic on screen, any tyre that's got a line, I guess, through the middle of it, almost, is a used tyre. So it's all very calm at the moment, but I think we're about to get a really exciting final 5 minutes here. Well, final 3.5 minutes it'll be, won't it? Because they'll all change tyres now. Hamilton asking for the temperatures to be up. Says, come on, guys, get those temperatures up. Bono says, yep, copy. So who said it earlier? Somebody said it in the stream about maybe warm-up issues for Mercedes. So maybe that is a problem still. But everyone now will pit. Will anyone go in the gap? I suppose you don't want to go in the gap, do you, really? Because you want a chance of a tow if you can get one. Nobody seems to be willing to compromise a driver to give somebody else a tow. So I wonder if they are just heading out trying to be the one who sort of can catch a cheeky tow off somebody. You know, Perez might grab one off Sainz, or Piastri might get one off a Colapinto or something like that. I don't know, but nobody seems to be willing to take a chance like we've seen in Monza in the past. So that's interesting. In fact, Blackhawk says shocked Williams aren't going for the tow. And I think it was Fudd said that Williams should sacrifice one car for the ultimate tow chance. It was indeed. So it's a good point. If you're a Williams, maybe it is worth taking that risk for a better starting position. But they've got 2 cars in the top 10. So is that Perez very close to the wall on the exit of 15? Good stuff, Checo. Did he hit it? Don't hit it. Just brush it. Oh, very close. So now we wait. Let's see what you're saying in chat. Let's end the poll now. By the way, I kept running way too long, but I've ended it now, so you can't cheat and change your mind. 42% went for Ferrari for poll, Red Bull 22, McLaren 20, Mercedes 13. I know that's a poll that's run all stream, but I would argue right now that Mercedes looking a good spot for out-qualifying Piastri, but we'll see. Piastri's going to stick this on pole now. I've said that he's not got a chance, or I don't think he's going to do it, which is fine. Could we see Leclerc 4 years on the bounce on pole? That'd be incredible, wouldn't it? Right, here we go then. Colapinto. So was that Albon or Colapinto stopping? It's Albon, isn't it? I can't quite see yet. It's Alex Albon is letting cars through here. Oh, no, they've still got that. Oh, no. Disaster for Alex Albon. He stopped on pit exit. This will be a red flag, I think. The fan is still on the airbox. They've left the fan on. Surely. What? I mean, if they're going to throw a red flag, they need to do it now. Surely. Come on, FIA. Now. It needs to be now. Because we've got qualifying to do. Come on, use your brain. Just for once, FIA. Please. Why are you waiting? Oh, when did we have this? I know Alex Albon's taking the fan off himself. Now, what will the FIA think of this, actually? It's a good point. They might not like this. What can he do with that? He can't give it to the marshal, can he? Or can the marshal take it? He's got to enter a live racetrack to take it. I don't know what's happening here. Albon's taken the fan off. If you're not watching this, if you're just tuning in, you think I've lost the plot. Albon's chucking a fan across the track. He's thrown it on the floor. There we go. Good lad. There's dry ice everywhere all over the car as well, though. So what is Albon going to go? Is he going to get there? I'm not. Oh, do you know? So the fan is on. Does he stop in pit lane? No, he doesn't. He keeps going. That's bizarre. I'm not sure what the FIA will think of that, you know. I don't know if they have a thing in the rules that says you can't stop on track and throw your fan at the marshals. Maybe they do. But I was just getting worried there. I thought we were going to have what we had I can't remember what race it was years ago, or it might have been last year, where it was like there was like 3 minutes left in quali or something, and they just waited and waited to throw the red, and it ended up that nobody got a lap in. But I'm really intrigued. Did Albon undo his belts, John T? Have I missed that? But yeah, I can't imagine. We'll get to the laps in just a second, but I can't imagine there's anything in the rules that says you cannot stop on pit exit and throw your fan at the marshals. But yeah, unsafe release could be a catch-all rule. Good point, Blackhawk. So in fact, that's what they've called it, an unsafe release. So they'll probably be penalised there. But we are going to watch these now. Russell is not improving. 3/10 down in the first sector, and it's not a great first sector. So I think that's George Russell, unless he pulls out a mega. No, he didn't get out. He managed to reach back, John T, and grab it. Somehow, so I don't know if he did undo his belts, but no, he managed to reach back with both hands and pull it off the airbox. So that's impressive stuff in that tight cockpit. But yes, back to the. We've got 20 seconds to go. Let's get to the laps. George Russell not improving. Hamilton and Piastri both improving. So I think George, maybe unless he does something incredible in these final two sectors, is not going to be getting pole position today. Didn't think he would. He was sort of in the mix, but unsafe release is going to be investigated after session for Albon. 3.5 tenths down the middle sector is an improvement, though, from George Russell, so we'll see what happens here, whether he can get in it. That is the checkered flag. The session is over. Everyone gets to complete their laps, of course, and see who does what, but Leclerc and Sainz, currently a Ferrari 1-2. My brain will explode. Anushka's brain will explode as well if this happens, if they hang on to a 1-2. George Russell then, as Piastri goes purple, so he's going to shut me up, isn't he? You watch this. Perez purple in the first sector. Russell does improve his time, so goes in fourth, 1:41.874. Lewis Hamilton, not a very good middle sector by his standard, but he does improve. Purple final sector, 42.289, but stays 7th place. Here's Aussie P over the line. Piastri goes second on a 1:41.686. Sainz is not improving the middle sector. Leclerc is purple. Verstappen on not a great first sector. Over the line goes Sainz on a 41.8. He stays in third. Leclerc goes fastest or improves on a 1:41.365. That's a cracking lap from Charles Leclerc. And I think he's got it here. Sergio Perez, purple in the first, but 3/10 down in the middle sector. Max Verstappen is not improving. He's down in 6th at the moment. I think as Colapinto does out-qualify Alex Albon. Goes into 8th place by getting on for 0.3 of a second or more. Verstappen goes 5th, but I think Perez is about... He does indeed. Sergio Perez, for the first time in 372 years, out-qualifies Max Verstappen. So it is Charles Leclerc for the 4th year in a row on pole position for Ferrari. It is Oscar Piastri in P2, Carlos Sainz in P3, Sergio Perez up in 4th place. He's halved the 8th you usually give him. That sounds wrong. 5th place for George Russell, 6th for Max Verstappen, 7th for Lewis Hamilton, 8th for Fernando Alonso, 9th place for Franco Ruddy Colapinto, to answer the question from earlier, and Alex Albon in P10. Colapinto does to Albon what I don't think anyone's done for a very, very long time, and out-qualified him. Well done to Franco Colapinto. Well done to Charles. Can you tell I'm happy? Charles Leclerc on pole. Look at that. See, it was a crash helmet. That replica helmet that was delivered for me from D'Agostini the other day. That's what's done it. They get the credit for that. Why I didn't pick Leclerc for pole in my prediction, I have no idea. It's Leclerc and Baku. He's always on pole. That's 4 on the bounce for Baku. Would like to point out that he's only ever had a best finish of 3rd, though, so he's never won from there. But what happened to Piastri? Did he... Oh, big moment at turn 15. He has hit the wall there, so he's kind of gone in sideways, back end steps out, hits the wall, quite a thump, so he may have lost some time there, but still, front row for Oscar Piastri. Wow. What a session. Even though Leclerc had been right up towards the top of the timesheets all through that session, I had no idea who was going to take pole in the end there. So, yeah, great stuff. Ferrari and McLaren at the front. And actually, for what's been a phenomenally close weekend, 0.3 just over, I think the margin of pole position, actually, is probably as much of a surprise as Leclerc taking it, if that makes sense. I know Anushka. There was a moment in Anushka I thought we were getting a Ferrari 1-2. That would have been it. I'd have just sat and cried on stream. through sheer joy. But yeah, I'll go through the times again in a second. But that is it then. Just to confirm, we'd already lost Ocon, Bottas, Joe Bottas, sorry, Norris, Ricciardo, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Bearman. But yeah, so that's, I'm just double checking my stats now. When was, and I don't think it's going to be any time recently, because I don't think, in fact, I know that in proper qualifying, as we'll call it, Logan Sargent never out-qualified Alex Albon, did he? So last year in qualifying, it was 22-0 overall, 21-0 when they both set a lap. So that is the first time since at least 2022 when Alex Albon, he was up against Nicholas Latifi, qualifying head-to-head. Let's have a look. So the last time Albon was beaten in qualifying, I believe, was the 2022 Italian Grand Prix by Nicholas Latifi. I think that's on my spreadsheet, which may well be wrong. So Alex Albon, I'm just going to double check that, and Nicholas Latifi. It is first time since the 2022 Italian Grand Prix Albon has been out qualified. That's wow. That feels like that shouldn't be right, but it is correct, I believe. So well done, Franco Colapinto. Look, Leclerc's got pole position. Why am I talking about Colapinto? Leclerc's on pole, but that's impressive stuff. So, some big results today, actually. Sergio Perez, first time this season he's out qualified Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc, 4 poles in a row at Baku, a shot of the win tomorrow. Piastri outdoing Norris because of what happened in that first session. Colapinto out-qualifying Alex Albon. Ollie Bearman on Haas debut, out-qualifying Nico Hulkenberg, who had previously out-qualified Kevin Magnussen, 13-3. So, I mean, there's some big stories in there today. That's a really fascinating session, really enjoyable. I'm very... hey, AJ. Good to see you. Yeah, no, really surprising there. What a qualifying session. That is fantastic. Let's get some more likes on the stream then before we wrap up today, because Leclerc's on pole and Colapinto. For this weekend, to answer that question again, it's Colapinto. There you go. Not bad for a number 2 driver. Exactly, Annette. There we go. So just to let you know, there'll be no further action on Albon and co for maximum delta time. We know that Alex Albon will be investigated after the session for an unsafe release. I suspect that'll be a fine and a reprimand, because it's not Albon's mistake, is it, that he's left the fan on? But I'm hoping there isn't going to be any kind of repercussion for the fact that he stopped on track and took the fan off and passed it to a marshal, because I don't know if they might call... You know what the FIA are like. I'm just speculating. I have no information, but they do... They might see that as marshals interfering with the car. Someone just said something in chat that's thrown me. Albon didn't do Italy 2022. You're right. Was it 2022 Albon didn't do? No, Albon was in hospital. Yeah, no, I've read the wrong one. You're right. No, sorry. No, he qualified, didn't he? Albon qualified in 2022. I might be wrong. Let me go and have a look. So what did I say? 2022 Italian Grand Prix. Let's have a quick look. Italian Grand Prix. I thought Albon did qualifying. No, you're right. It was Nick De Vries in Monza. So why have I got Italy down then as 22? I've read the wrong one. No, you're right. It's even further back than that. It's the British Grand Prix of 2022. Sorry, I was reading the wrong column. I was reading Stroll and Vettel, but I was highlighted the wrong one. Sorry, no, yeah. So rephrase that. First time Albon's been out qualified since Latifi out qualified him at Silverstone in 2022. Thank you. When I read it, I thought that doesn't seem like it should be right. In fact, I said on the stream, didn't I? That doesn't feel like it should be right, but it looks like it is. So there you go, Silverstone. That was it. Yeah. So it was Silverstone 22. There you go. Red Raven says, just STFU with all due respect, because now that you've said that Colapinto will grow on half the field into turn 1 tomorrow, fair enough. But no, I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy for Bearman as well. So let's run through the order, because I'm going to have to end the stream very, very soon, because I've got to fly off to this tea party thing That's all going to Google. Sorry, this is random. Just to go back to, I think it was Moray who was talking about Grimbleby. I just want to double check that we're talking about the same Grimbleby. I think we are. Near Manby Airfield and all that. Yeah, so I think we're talking about the same one. But yeah, I just want to check there wasn't another one that I've missed, like in Scotland or something, you know. Anyway, let's have a sip before I quickly run through the results again. Hippity hoppity. So what are you dressing up as to see the tea party? Dressing up as a fly. I see what you mean, yeah. I was going to say, what are you dressing up as? I was going to say the Mad Hatter, but replace H with T and stick a W in there, and that might be. Anyway, Charles Leclerc, for the 4th year in a row, is on pole position at Baku. Can he make it a win tomorrow? Come on, Charles. Oscar Piastri in 2nd place, 3/10 off Leclerc in the end, with Carlos Sainz in 3rd, 4/10 off his team, at nearly 4.5 off, as it turns out. 8 thousandths quicker than Sergio Perez in 4th place. George Russell, 0.5 second off in 5th, with Max Verstappen 6.5 off in 6th place. So quite a gap there, and out qualified for the first time this season by teammate Sergio Perez. Lewis Hamilton down in 7th place, just over 9/10 off, with Fernando Alonso. Actually, do you know what? I think that's a really good showing as well in 8th place. Maybe not a surprise with Alonso, but that car's not in a great place, is it? So that's a good qualifying position for Alonso. A second off the pace. Franco Colapinto, to confirm, for the first time since Latifi did it at Silverstone in 2022, has out-qualified Alex Albon in a Williams. He's starting 9th tomorrow. Alex Albon in 10th place, is under investigation for unsafe release, but we'll see what the stewards do on that one. Probably going to be a reprimand and a fine for the team, but I don't know if there'll be anything after that. We'll see what happens. But great stuff from Colapinto, great stuff from Perez, and again, I think Alonso deserves a nod as well. Ollie Bearman, 11th place for him, out-qualified Nico Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg out-qualified his team for the 4th time this year, that is then. Yuki Tsunoda 12th, with Pierre Gasly in 13th and Nico Hulkenberg in 14th. Lance Stroll is in 15th place in the 2nd Aston Martin, with Danny Rick for RB in 16th. Lando Norris in 17th place was knocked out in Q1 after, we think, lifting for a yellow flag. That's what he said. We've not seen a definitive replay, but we think that is what has happened there. And also, he made a mistake on the exit of 16 anyway. Valtteri Bottas 18th, Zhou Guanyu 19th, and Esteban Ocon hit the wall and carried on, which is what caused all the yellow flag chaos in that first session. He qualified in 20th place. So that's your running order there. I'll tell you what we'll do then. Your qualifier of the day. Let me know in the chat. We'll do that one. I want to say, I think there are so many drivers here who could be qualifier of the day. I think Leclerc's got pole, so technically and officially, he is qualifier of the day because he's first, and that's the way it works. But I'd say as well, Sergio Perez outdoing Max Verstappen, that's incredible as well. Fernando Alonso did a great job. Colapinto getting Albon, Bearman getting Hulkenberg. Yeah, I'll officially, I've got to say Leclerc because he is first. Piastri as well, actually, front row. But I'm probably going to go Colapinto, let's be honest here. Or he probably one of the positive surprise of the day, Colapinto P9. The negative surprise of the day is Lando Norris down in 17th place. So let me know, one surname in chat, who's your qualifier of the day, and then we will call it there. But I'm really excited for the race tomorrow. I think that's a really good grid. Piastri's going to be great into turn 1 versus Leclerc. Sainz will be in the mix. Perez got a point to prove. Verstappen's got to come back from 6th place. You've got the battle between the Williams there. Bearman up there as well in 11th place. And then you've got to see Norris coming through the field. We could be in for a cracker tomorrow. I'm hoping, because it's been a while, that we get something along the lines of 2017. Not going to happen though, I don't think. Albon on team radio. They've just shown a replay of him throwing the fan off and all the dry ice with it. So, yeah. Well, I look, again, I'm going to say it again. Probably going to go down as he missed the line, did Albon, because of all of that. There we go. That's why he didn't get a final lap and he missed the line, the checkered flag. That's a shame for Albon. But yeah, what I was going to say, yes, I probably going to be a reprimand and a fine, but it's just whether or not the stewards deem stopping at the side of the track, throwing the fan off and letting dry ice go everywhere and trying to get the marshals involved might see a bit of a ticking off. I'm not necessarily expecting a sporting penalty, but he might get a bit of a ticking off for that one. But yeah, but we'll see. I hope not, because I think P10, it's not his fault the fan's on, is it? So there you go. Sorry, I was going to read your drivers of the day or whatever we call it, aren't we? And then we'll leave it there. So where did we start? So James says Leclerc level above the rest, but that's followed by Bearman and Colapinto. I'm a Perez fan, but I've got to give it to Colapinto. It says all natural beef hot dog. There you go. Charles says Colapinto easily. Leclerc for the delta he put on Sainz. Good shout, actually, Red Raven, to be fair. That's hefty, isn't it? 0.4 of a second. Carl says, how is Perez ahead of Max? Maybe Perez is your driver of the day there, then. Michael says, results versus expectation. It's got to be Colapinto. John says the obvious choice, but has to be Leclerc. That's a big gap on such close track and with such big evolution. And such a long lap as well, John. Somebody made the point earlier. We don't tend to see gaps. No, small gaps. Sorry, no, leave me alone. I've gone backwards. Red Raven says 0.45 is not bad at all. Colapinto for a rookie quali result. Great stuff. Carlos has a shot at the win tomorrow. Says A gold. That could be interesting. Piastri for driver of the day for Rossi. Val's happy with Colapinto on the radio, not surprised at all. Ross says that was me. There you go. And Franco is my choice, says Kevin. Also, Bottas putting 6 tenths of the teammate always deserves a shout out, even if he's 18th, says James. Fair enough. One more. Bearman beaten by Colapinto, and that's going to get people talking. Says Viral Engine. Yeah, but that Williams looks slippery this weekend. Another weekend that Haas is going to be better, but I'm not going to judge team to team at the moment. That's next year's going to be fascinating, though. They're replaying Senna versus Prost into turn 1 at Suzuka for some reason. There'll be a reason, I'm sure. I'm not really listening to it anymore. I've taken the headphones off, so there we go. But yes, I have got to fly off now, I'm afraid, people. Apparently I've got to go dress as a fly for this tea party. So I am going to have to end there. Just a quick shout, just a quick mention, by the way, as I go to the end screen. We think, and I just need to confirm this with everyone at Planet F1, I think we're going to make names at the end of videos a membership tier on YouTube, or a part of the membership on YouTube. So if you think that's a good idea, let me know. But your name could be here in the future on streams and videos if we do that as a member perk. I feel like there needs to be a perk in there other than just nice little icons. So we might be doing that. I just need to confirm that one. So I will let you know nearer the time. So thank you very much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure spending the afternoon with you. Please do leave a like before you go. I'm not sure we'll get over 200, but we are only 47 away, so you never know. Please do leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Let's do these shout outs quickly. Thank you very much to the following for subscribing. To David, to is it Zamn or Amn? I'm terrible with names, sorry. Jamie, to Safe, to Ozani, to Cash, to Andre, to Sean. We've done that one as well. Thank you to all of you for subscribing. Really appreciate the support as well. But I will be back tomorrow at, I think, or we think, around about, it's either 3 or 4 p.m. tomorrow-ish, a couple of hours after the race, basically, with Stuart for some race reaction. Then I'll be back, we're hoping again on Monday, if Sean can get back into the routine of making a video in a day, with the winners and losers Monday evening. That'll be out on Monday evening. Thursday then will be the preview for the... Where are we next? Singapore Grand Prix. Fucking hell. Singapore Grand Prix next weekend. That'll be on Thursday. News roundup on Saturday. And of course, we'll be live with the race reaction on Sunday next week as well. Like I said, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. You can follow us on social media as well. Stream powered by planetf1.com. You can follow them on Twitter, on Instagram, all of those things. Follow the F1 Word as well on those same sites. I'll be tweeting and posting a lot more in the coming days, weeks, and months as well. So probably worth a follow over there. Now, I might start including those in the description. I was going a minute ago, wasn't I? But as ever, thank you for watching. I've been Sean. This has been the F1 Word. And until next time, goodbye.